Hey, it's your fave pop culture queen, Paris Hilton here with big news. I've created my very own 3D interactive world. Starting November 11th, come visit Paris Hilton's Slivingland. It's a place full of magic, fun, and surprises, where you can hunt for hidden treasures and unlock some adorable digital outfits. I'll be there too, so be sure to say hi. Sign up now so you can join right in when Slivingland goes live on Friday, November 11th. Check out paris.world.co today. See you there.
An unexpected compliment. That $20 you forgot was in your winter coat. Sometimes the simplest things are the most surprising, like Zyn nicotine pouches. You might be surprised to learn that unlike traditional forms of nicotine, Zyn is made with 6 simple ingredients and is completely tobacco leaf free. Plus, its low-profile pouch means you're free to enjoy nicotine anywhere, anytime. Buy Zyn nicotine pouches online or find a store near you at Zyn.com. That's ZYN.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. The opinions expressed in the following podcast are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide education and entertainment about the financial industry and the stock market. Enjoy!
On this episode of Pennies Going in Raw, we welcome back AJ Trades.
Find out life's this game of pennies.
Oh, you guys know we only have a 40% runner. Hello, 40% right is a fucking killing.
We've been compliant for too long. It's time we go to war.
I don't have a Roth.
Q knows so much about the market that his brain doesn't have enough room for grammar.
Hey, who told me about IDEX? It's going up a shit ton now.
Rob, 4%, baby. No way. 4 fucking percent.
You asked the exact same question with 2 words different.
It's like, man, I just got dick whipped for like 20%, and now that f***er's up like 50.
I bet Warren Buffett never did that.
I'm just making this voice memo to call out unusual whales to a fight.
The pennies we need are everywhere around us.
Pennies. Going in Raw.
Featuring Dan, Deity of Dips, and Hugh Honey.
Produced by Vinny
And Christian.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of Pennies Going in Raw. Today is Wednesday, November the 9th, and we bring back very special guest, AJ Trades. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming on again. How have you been, man?
Very good. Thank you. Actually, it's AJ Trader 7, but yeah, thank you. It's an honor to come back. I think that's been almost about a year, almost a year and a half. And
wow,
feels good. Feels good.
It has been a while, and yeah, I'm got a bad habit for messing up names. Don't worry. But so I mean, back then it's been like so long. I mean, even when you think about back then, everything you bought, it was a totally different market back then. But you're still killing it. Y'all were just talking about how well y'all did today. If y'all want to go into how your trades went from today, and then how you're kind of managing this choppy market.
Well, I think just like everything else, Dan, we all get better as traders if we take it like really serious. And, every day I feel like, I have all this energy, and I'm up at 3:30, 4 a.m. In California, and I'm just studying and I'm reading, and I just get better and better at analyzing what a stock's going to do, how it's going to react, how many points it's going to give for that certain day. And then I'm constantly analyzing the market itself. Are we flat? Are we up? Are we down? How much are we down? Are we going to sell off today? And, what I was here about a year and a half ago, and I'm still becoming better and better and better because I want to, and by doing that, I'm able to really get precise pinpoints of what a stock's going to do, whether it's an earnings or a bio, it's an FDA warning, it's an earning, it's an analyst call, and by doing that, I'm able to give the room, 12 to 14 individual ideas every single day, and each one is priced. So, like if a trader comes in, because we have, tons of traders throughout that come in from all around the world. So some have small accounts, ranging from 2,500 to 5,000. Some have medium, smaller accounts, 5,000 to 10. So those traders want to trade range with options. And a lot of my stocks that I give, the gaps alone are like 7, 10, 12, 15 points. So it allows a trader, even if he misses the initial entry, he can still score 4 to 6 points more to the upside or downside. That's kind of like why we play Tesla almost on a daily, just like today. And I'll say like this stock is going to hit here and then drop 6 points. So a small account guy will take in, use, because he's rotating on a cash account. So on 5,000, he can use 2,000 without having any interruption, and he can buy calls or puts, and he does very, very well. And then I have others that like the small cap stocks that are gapping up 50 cents or to $1. I like the stuff over $1, $1.10. And I could say, okay, this is going to pop 75 cents out of the gate, maybe $1.20, or this is going to be a runner. And so I could set it up so then everyone in the room is like, oh my gosh, I can do size. And then of course you've got, I've got a lot of millionaires in the chat room. I mean, these guys they have large accounts. I have hedge funds in there. And they just, because I give so much range on a stock, and I'll say this stock is going to pop 12 points at the open or 8 points at the open. If you know it's going to pop 8 points and it's scripted like that, then, I mean, you could literally go size in, especially if you have a large account. You could do 2,000, 3,000 shares, pop 5 points, and you're done 15 grand. And that's why when you see my Twitter, it's just tons of traders just saying, hey, I just made 6 grand. I just made 3 grand in 12 minutes. I just made, a guy today, my man Wolf, he made 127,000 just on my TTWO call, because I said it was going to squeeze right at the open, 7, 8 points, and it hit right at 98 from 91 and sold off. And he was just, but yeah, I've evolved, Dan, as a trader myself, and I believe, you have to, in this business, you have to change and adapt and continue to do so. And if you don't, you're not gonna. I see traders that have rooms and run rooms, but they're not successful today as they were maybe a year and a half ago, because they haven't adapted and they don't study. They just think what they did 2 years ago is happening today, and they're failing. And that's not the way we roll in Awesome Calls. No.
So one of the things I think you said that was super interesting, and Hugh's a big levels guy as well. And I think this is one of the bigger things that newer traders really kind of want to know. You're saying, hey, this is going to go 7 or 8 points at open, even in this market where everything's so choppy. You evolved it as a trader so much. How are you able to really see those levels, know the time, know the exact amount, and everything in between?
Well, every stock, every individual, whether it's Apple or it's MicroStrategies or Coinbase, every stock has what do you call that thing that starts with an E? A personality. Yeah,
there you go.
And so what I do is I identify the personality, because I trade the stocks on a daily. And if I don't trade that stock, I'll look at it, whether it's an earnings play. And earnings, we have thousands of stocks. So when I play a handful of 200, 300 of those stocks on earnings, I know how this stock is going to react. Okay, case in point, Dan. Let's say I'm going to kind of give you a little taste of Awesome Calls. So I got TTWO down 18 points. Okay, the stock is sitting at $90. All right, the stock closed at 108, sitting at 90 this morning. What do you do? Okay, well, the first thing I do is I read the report. A lot of people don't read reports. They don't care. It's just numbers to them. I don't. I dive into the report and read it. Do I think it's this serious? Do I think it's not? What's the downside guidance? What's their overall? And then I make a decision. Okay, I don't think this is as bad as they think, as the stock is trading. Now, this is all in pre-market. Now I'll go to my analyst, and I sit there and I punch up the stock on, say, fly on the wall, and I'll start to read. It could be 20 analysts today, B of A, Morgan Stanley, Oppenheimer, and I'm reading their comments, and I'm looking at their price targets. Now I'm going to just kind of make it simple for you. Let's say the stock is $91. all my price targets, I got a dozen price target reductions. Okay. And all of them are down maybe and the lowest is 122 and the highest is 150. Okay. The stock's trading at 90. My question to you is just simple. Where are the shorts going to go at that moment? Where are they going to go? They're not going to go lower because there's no analyst saying it's worth $75. Their earnings weren't that bad to cause it to even be down the 18. So what I do is I look at the analysts and then I average and I come up with my own number and I'll say, okay, based off of this scenario and what I've seen in the past, I'm going to go ahead and go long here at $91. If it breaks out at this area, I calculate the stock will go 5 to 7 points to the upside and it'll stop around 98, 98.20. Today, we open. Everybody was waiting. It was my number one pick. I had 12 other ideas that were all killing it, but this was my number one baby. And sure as you see it, it hit 91. And as soon as it hit, all the room, everybody gets in there. People do size, whatever. People buying calls. Everybody's having a blast. We're laughing. We're having and boom. And it stopped. I'll tell you right now, it stopped at $98 and I'll tell you what it stopped at. And 95 cents. So basically, you made all that money in literally probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the opening bell. And then by analyzing and doing that and studying and that personality, so the next time, Dan, this happens again, you'll know all the people in the room that got to play it or saw it or enjoyed it or made money from it will learn from that. And they'll put it in their little novels or their books, and they'll be like, okay, now I remember. So now, and we can apply that same knowledge to other scenarios if it makes sense, if the stock is oversold or is there more downside coming. And I think by identifying, I've been doing this almost 16 years now, by identifying quarter after quarter, earnings after earnings, how these reflect. And it's not just earnings, it's bios. I mean, if a phase one misses, what do you do? If a phase two, if a CRL letter comes, how do you react, AJ? Oh, this is a long. Why would it be a long, AJ? Because all they have to do is go in there and fix their problem, and they'll fix it. Just wait for a statement to come out in the next hour or so that they're going to fix it and watch what happens. Sure is, boom. 3 hours later, the company response, we're going to rectify this, fix it, get back with the FDA. We think we can fix this. Boom, stock's back up, trading $5 higher. So it's just really taking the time to really like what Hugh does and what Zach does and all these other great traders in my room and the Ripsters and so forth. It's just, you do this long enough, you study it long enough, it becomes so exciting. Like you can't get up and just identify what this stock is going to do and then watch it evolve and just walk it along the way. And I since I use live screen share, I'm telling people, okay, this is going to hit here. Oh, it's going to hit here, take some here, shave some off here, scale out here. Oh, it's going to pop 2 more. And they're playing it. And they're just like, I just made 300. I made 500. I made 600. Oh my gosh, you just changed my life. Oh my goodness. But they're learning. The most important thing is I don't want people to come in my room and just make money. I want them to do that, yes. But every time they take a trade, I want them to ask themselves, why did they take it? And I want them to ask me, why did you take this trade? Don't just say because I told you. That you can't learn anything from that, and you're not going to adapt it to other stocks. You have to ask that, and I love explaining. So I will always recap all 13, 14 ideas, 12 ideas, and I'll say, this is what I saw today, and this is why. This is why this stock reacted this way, and this is why. And by breaking it down, I'm hoping that the people in there, I was like, they're going to college. They're writing it down. They're making notes. This is the characteristic of this stock today, And by identifying that, they can seek out other ideas and then come to me, hey, I know it's not on your list, but do you think the stock will react like this? And I'll go, yes and no. Or if I say no, and let me explain to you why. Everything I do in the room is trying to explain to them so they have a full understanding. So when they take a trade, because in our business, Dan, more than anything as day traders, and you're around tons of them. And same with you, Hugh, the people you teach. You know, in our business, the number one reason people fail is fear. And what creates fear in day trading? Lack of knowledge. And if you spend that time helping a trader to understand a move, whether he's playing a stock or not, but educating him and saying, this is going to move because this is how it's going to react. This is why. You teach that over and over. You'll just see the fear starts to go away. And all of a sudden they have this confidence like, wow. And I always have this thing in my room. Green is green regardless of the amount. I'll applaud you if you make $1, or if I'll applaud you if you make $1 million. It doesn't matter to me. The most important thing is you're green. You took the trade, and did you understand it? Because over time, you'll be able to make more than $1, obviously.
You say fear is number one. What about greed? Is that a close number two? I would have said that's number one.
Well, you can't have greed unless you overcome fear, right? Fair. You have to overcome fear first to make the trade to be greedy, right? So then greed, to me, greed is all about just, it's always going to nip a trader in the butt. There's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, it's your fave pop culture queen, Paris Hilton here with big news. I've created my very own 3D interactive world. Starting November 11th, come visit Paris Hilton's Living Land. It's a place full of magic, fun, and surprises, where you can hunt for hidden treasures and unlock some adorable digital outfits. I'll be there too, so be sure to say hi. Sign up now so you can join right in when Livingland goes live on Friday, November 11th. Check out paris.world.co today. See you there.
An unexpected compliment. The bonus fry at the bottom of the bag. That $20 you forgot was in your winter coat. Sometimes the simplest things are the most surprising. That's certainly the case when it comes to Zyn nicotine pouches. You might be surprised to learn that unlike traditional forms of nicotine, Zyn is made with 6 simple ingredients and is completely tobacco leaf free. It's a spit-free pouch, which means if you're a dipper, you can toss your old spit bottles. And smokers, you might be surprised Zyn offers up to 1 hour of nicotine satisfaction. That's like 6 smoke breaks per pouch. Whatever your taste, Zyn's wide variety of flavors and 2 strengths has something to satisfy you. Plus, its low-profile pouch means you're free to enjoy nicotine anywhere, anytime. You might be surprised just how quickly Zyn becomes your new favorite form of nicotine satisfaction. Buy Zyn nicotine pouches online or find a store near you at Zyn.com. That's ZYN.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
They realize, like I'll knock people out of my room. Somebody's up and I know somebody will say, I usually average 700 a day. And I keep track of that in my head. It doesn't matter if there's, 700 in the room or 2,000 in the room. I'll look and I'll remember this guy. And I'll know, hey, that's the max he doubled his goal, $1,400 today. You need to get out. I'm sorry, you need to get out. Or I saw a guy today make like $4,000 in less than 9 minutes. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing here? And sometimes I will throw them out. Yeah, to get out. And because then they'll start to overtrade because you know what, Dan? It was too easy for them to make that money. So they think it's easy to go to another trade. And so I really try to nip that in the butt as much, but you can only do so much. I mean, we don't trade for people, it's their money. They're the ones pressing the mouse, the buttons. But if you're there encouraging them, hey, you did your goal, switch to paper, rock and roll, enjoy your day, stare at that screen, because once it's green, wow, your eyes light up. It's the most amazing feeling as a day trader to feel that. And I would love these, as people come in every day, even somebody comes in for one day, I want them to see the very best that Awesome Calls does for people. But I want them to sit still and watch and observe first, ask questions, because, we trade the pre-market, we trade the open, all the way into close. I don't like to trade after hours. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like people gambling their money, especially people that work so hard to get what they made. So I said, let's wait for tomorrow. We'll play the reaction. And we'll make our money because we'll know where the stock is going to go when it makes its move. So we can actually double the position, because when people gamble into earnings, they take very little. Oh, I'll do 50 shares. I'll do 100 shares in case I lose 6 points. Well, what if you could take that same move the next day and go, oh, this is going to pop 4 points and rip 2 right out of the gate in 10 seconds. Aren't you going to size in on that? I would. So you make way more money. So, but yeah, I greed is up there, but I think fear is probably the most important thing to overcome. You overcome that because then you get confident. Confidence comes consistency. Consistency comes size. And, but you have to overcome that fear first. And I work on that every day with every trader, whether he's a pro, 30 years in the business, or a guy coming in for the first time. Let's help you overcome fear. Let's bring you that confidence inside that you need, and because that's what makes great traders great, because they have no fear. When I trade live on screen, there's no fear. It's execution. Here, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. And if I miss on it, or I don't like it, or I lost, oh well, they see it. I lost. Oh well, let's move on. It's not the end of the world. I'll get another. I'm not perfect. I never said I was, but I guess 90%, 95% still works.
So you've kind of gone over your whole technical side of it, and this is definitely one probably more for Hugh. What is your kind of systematic approach to all of this?
Systematic. What does that mean? Like, break it down what you want.
So one of the things we talk about a lot is when I come to the desk every day, when I'm picking my levels, I'm picking this because of 3 things. So I'm looking at, let's just say, I don't know, like I see like a lot of guys use Fibonacci's. So I'm going to, check the Fibonacci's from the daily chart, and then I'm going to look on the news and I'm going to say, okay, SPY's typical range is 1%. So I'm going to combine Fibonacci's with, daily range, and that's how I'm going to come up with my levels. If you were going to kind of break down, your strategy and how you do it and how you come up with your, I won't call them levels, but where the stock's going to go, how would you break that down in like 3 easy steps?
Most important, I look at the gap. Why are we gapping? Number 1, does the gap have volume behind the gap? Is there enough to push the stock up, or is it a gap up thin? If it's thin, most likely, depending on the news. So I first start with gaps. I don't trade anything less on a $5 stock. I don't trade anything less than a $1.20. On a $20 to $50 stock, I don't trade anything less than $2 to $3. On 50 to 100, I probably look for around 5 to 7. Over 100, I like to look for between 5 and 10 points, and so forth. And I stop the stocks around 500, 600, because what good does it try to get somebody into a $2,000 stock and he trades 1 share? It doesn't do any good. So I don't do that. And I don't like trading stocks that are pennies. It's just not what I do. It's not my forte, but I can look at the same chart and say, okay, this stock's going to move 8 more cents, probably to the upside. Not my thing, but I see it moving. This is why. But for the most part, once I get the gap, then I look, okay, and it doesn't matter if I traded it before or not, because to me, it doesn't matter. It could be any ticker in the world. As long as it's got a gap, I'll know how to do it. I'll know how to play it. I just need to know why it's gapping. And usually, if there's no news, Hugh, I'm going to gap fill that. So it's an automatic short at the open for 4 points. So I'm just going to gap fill back 4. That's an easy trade. So if a stock's sitting at 54, that closed at 50 and there's no news, I'll probably get a small pop to maybe 50 cents to $1 to the upside. And then I'm going to smash it down to the downside for 5 points. And I'm going to gap fill, and then I'll be done with it. So it's kind of a one and done on that one. But if there's a gap, like that's why I love earnings seasons and analyst calls. And of course, with our volatility in our market, one day we're up 300, one day we're down 300. Lately, we've been flat, but there are certain stocks that are gapping, like NVIDIA this morning was gapping. So, and I looked at the news, okay, NVIDIA's gapping up. I don't use fibs, EMAs, MAX. You ever seen an empty chessboard? Okay.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's how I trade.
Because I'm never using it's more of a decorative piece in my apartment.
But that's what I do. Every day is an empty chessboard, and I'm playing chess. But at the end of the day, because I could see the moves before they're even done. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking at the gap, reading the news, reading the information, and looking at the market like you do. I'm looking at the market. Are we flat? Are we up? Are we down? Are we up 300? Is it going to hold, not hold? Are we going to sell off? And I can see that in pre-market. Sometimes, Dan, the market's up 400 points, and I'll call, this is going to be an all-day sell-off in the market. And the room is just, of course, they don't say anything. They just, now watch. And sure enough, as soon as it opens, we're down 80 points. And then all of a sudden we start selling off, and SPY turns red. And they're like, boss, how did you know that? Boss, how did you know that? And it's like, well, let me explain to you why. This is what I saw early in pre-market that gave me this indication. There's many traders that love technical and use the fibs, the max, the EMAs, the VWAPs. And hey, that's it.
If it works, it works, you know.
It works, you know. But for me, I guess, you know, some of us are very blessed not to use lines. And I mean, I do chart things out and show lines here and there, but when I'm seeing a stock, I'm analyzing it without anything except what's in front of me, and I'm just staring at the chart. It's like the Matrix. It's like, I got it. Let's go. It's going to do this, this, and this, and this.
So now I know you're around so many traders of different levels. What do you kind of think are the kind of good things and bad parts of, you know, so many people coming into that 2020, 2021 market? And what issues have you been seeing that different types of traders have had now that it's choppy? You know, you're going to see a lot of the weaker willed people kind of just give up. You know, it got hard, that, you know, it was so easy back then. You know, what kind of differences have you seen just being around so many different levels of traders and also being kind of their mentor?
Well, I think, well, I am 56 going to be 57. So I'm not a youngster, so to speak.
Don't look a day over 30.
But I don't know if Zach told you, but I don't look like, I look pretty good for my age. But I think, you know, back then, Dan and Hugh, I believe, you know, people just wanted you to tell them to go long, and they didn't want to hear why, you know, and they didn't, you know, I have
it was like shorts first longs. It was like, just everyone's, you know,
I put a thing out every day on my feed it really identifies, what do you want to be? Do you want to make $20 a day and be a hobby? Do you want to make $100 and it's playground? Or do you want to make $500 and make it a job? Or do you want to make $1,500? You see, with that comes people that you're going to get. I like the breed of traders today compared to the traders that we had 2 years ago, because the breed of trader today, he's in it because he wants to learn, especially the ones that come in my room. They want to learn, and they want to be around someone they can look up to, that they can learn from, regardless if they've been trading for 10, 15 years. I get traders come in from all different rooms like, wow, how did you know that? And so forth. But as long as they're willing to learn. Back then, I don't think people wanted to learn. They wanted the easy streak, the easy way to make the money. And I don't believe in that. You know, those days are gone. You know, you could go into any room, like Hugh made a statement earlier. I mean, the market was popping so much. I mean, you could just hit a stock and look at Upstart would run 20 points for the day. How could you not? You don't need anybody to educate you on that. But today's trader, to me, I think, Dan, they need, in order to survive and to become something, and or to make supplemental income for their beautiful family, or even for themselves, they need to be in a room that they can learn daily the reactions of a stock, the reactions of the market. And yeah, those days of just, that's why you don't see a lot of penny stock movers. You know, they're not like popping and runners. We haven't had a runners in a little while. You know, we've been just getting the market just coming down and down. And a lot of people, believe it or not, you two are going to probably go, no way, but a lot of people don't know how to short. They don't know how to buy puts. They don't know how to short and put it a short. Every day I have to ask that question, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just nobody taught them how to short a stock. Everyone wants to play the long side because that's what the market was giving us, but the market's not giving us that. And I was preparing everyone over the years. Listen, when the rug gets pulled, you're going to make more money shorting than you did longing. And to this day, if you ask a lot of people in the room and see the reviews, most of their money is made on puts or shorting a stock, because I love sharing how to enter, how to short, how to buy to cover when you're playing with equity. And for the puts, you buy here, you buy these puts, and I think that's really the difference. Is the trader 2 years ago, it was easy for everyone to make a few bucks, but the minute you had to adapt, which means you have to be in a room that makes you learn. All right. Some people just don't want to learn. They just want to be spoon-fed. And that's why you see a lot of complainers and even trolls out there, though. You'll see a guy make money and he really made that money, but they're harping on.
Hey, it's your fave pop culture queen, Paris Hilton here with big news. I've created my very own 3D interactive world. Starting November 11th, come visit Paris Hilton's Living Land. It's a place full of magic, fun, and surprises, where you can hunt for hidden treasures and unlock some adorable digital outfits. I'll be there too, so be sure to say hi. Sign up now so you can join right in when Livingland goes live on Friday, November 11th. Check out paris.world.co today. See you there.
An unexpected compliment. The bonus fry at the bottom of the bag. That $20 you forgot was in your winter coat. Sometimes the simplest things are the most surprising. That's certainly the case when it comes to Zyn nicotine pouches. You might be surprised to learn that unlike traditional forms of nicotine, Zyn is made with 6 simple ingredients and is completely tobacco leaf free. It's a spit-free pouch, which means if you're a dipper, you can toss your old spit bottles. And smokers, you might be surprised Zyn offers up to 1 hour of nicotine satisfaction. That's like 6 smoke breaks per pouch. Whatever your taste, Zyn's wide variety of flavors and 2 strengths has something to satisfy you. Plus, its low-profile pouch means you're free to enjoy nicotine anywhere, anytime. You might be surprised just how quickly Zyn becomes your new favorite form of nicotine satisfaction. Buy Zyn nicotine pouches online or find a store near you at Zyn.com. That's ZYN.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
On them because you couldn't have made that money. It's like, well, yeah, if you're educated and you spend the time to learn, you can make that money. But if you're out on your own just watching Twitter and taking this guy's call on Twitter and this guy's on Twitter and not knowing why you're even doing it, then you're just going to be a statistic. And but I think that's the difference. I think today's trader demands more and is going to be very picky what room he goes into, who's going to mentor him or her. And I welcome the challenge. Hey, come on in. I got you. If you don't like me, you don't like me. If you do, you'll be in there for a long time, because we call it Act Family for a reason. So,
yeah, no, it's definitely amazing to see how many, because I mean, you see so many rooms that just died over the course of this, down market. Just, it seems like you could tell how the market's going just by the kind of attitude of FinTwit and all these stock rooms, et cetera, et cetera.
I agree. But I don't, I think one of the things I try to also teach others is, in my Twitter feed, it's all news. It's all about, it's not a place for me to interact with friends or people. If they're not giving me something that I can use to make money, in a sense, like a stock or an idea or information, I'm all about information. And so I don't lollygag on Twitter. And I teach that in the room, like, don't spend your time looking at Twitter. Focus on the trade and why you're taking it. And so actually sometimes I'll go through, all right, send me your screens, and they'll send me their setups. And I'll go, okay, I want to see your setups. And people will send me hundreds of pictures of their setups, and I'll go live in the room. I'm like, okay, you don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. And I show them mine. And I'm saying, you see, there's no interaction other than you and me. And that's what I take pride in too, Dan, is, I could have 1,000 in the morning, 2,000 in the afternoon. I could have built up to 5,000 or 10,000 people in the room. It don't matter to me. All that matters is you. And that's why my Twitter feed's all about you. What did you do today? What did you learn today? How much did you make today? I'm probably, if you look at all the chat rooms out there, honestly, that by name or whatever, have you noticed one thing? And I have, and I've been doing this for 16 years. Nobody celebrates their traders in their room. It's all about them. Look how great I am. Look what I can do, whether it's real or not. Look how great I am. I don't do that. I don't give two craps about me. I care about you. Did you learn something? Did you make something? I love it when a working mother with 3 kids comes in and makes $400 for the day. Do you know the feeling it gives me? The gratification to see that? And it's because she took the time to learn something and she could take that on the next trade. I mean, to me, I celebrate every trader that wants to tweet out, "Thank you, AJ. Hey, I made $800 today. Best day ever." Heck yeah, more to come. Let's keep going. Keep that going. Keep that energy, So yeah, I celebrate like that, and when I look at other feeds, it's kind of sad. You're always talking about themselves, and, I don't like that. I'm all about, the trader, all about the person coming in the room. It's just you and me.
So you kind of just mentioned earlier how you have people who've been trading for 10, 15 years and they're still learning new things and you're impressed by that. What is the last big learning experience you had being a trader?
I'm learning every day though. Dan.
Yeah.
I learn
yeah, of course. But I feel like there's, especially, after going what seems like it was easy mode for the market, it seems like just there are these big lessons that you just kind of stumble upon while trading, especially while you're working with so many different traders, because you get so many different aspects and approaches to it.
I think the biggest lessons is the market. Really identifying what the market. I've been calling Bitcoin to 10, 12,000 for a year. At the beginning of the year, I told the room we're going to have 4 major collapses in the market. So what you see today, it's going to collapse. And sometime in December, we're probably going to make a nice, on that last Fed rate, I think we're going to make a nice move to the upside, a big one. But in between, we're going to take it down. So I think what was the biggest challenge was throughout the year was not only sticking to the plan. So nothing was really new to me. I was calling Amazon, and you're probably going to laugh, but when it was trading at 23, 3,000, when as they're splitting, I'm like, this is a $90 stock. You don't buy this until it hits 90. And here we are in November, and it's like $89, $90, and it still has room to come down. But this was done a year ago. I prepared them like it's coming. And so I think that's where the challenge came in for me. Wasn't the stock or the chart, it was the market. What is the market telling me today? What is the 10-year note going to hit? If it hits 4, we're definitely going to be coming down. And the 10-year note was 1.9 when we started. And so it's things like that that really help me evolve as a trader, so I can adapt on a stock, on an individual stock, like a Tesla or a NVIDIA on a daily, or an Apple on a daily. And so, yeah, the market is where I've learned.
All right. Well, we've got time for about one more from Hugh. Time limit's running down because Zoom, for whatever reason, wouldn't let me upgrade today. But Hugh, what you got to kind of wrap us all out?
So switching to a psychology standpoint, is there something, and we ask every trader this, is there something on really big green days that you do to kind of celebrate? And then is there anything on really big red days that you do? Because we all have them. Yeah, we all have both. And, it's not necessarily about, going too crazy on the big green, killing yourself on the big red. But do you do anything special for either one?
Yeah, I go over in the room live, and I, especially with a trader that expresses, hey, I took a $2,000 hit today. Okay, let's go over why. And I love, even if I do something wrong myself, I'll say, okay, I entered a little bit too early on this, but I anticipated it still, and it'll probably still make the move, so I'll come back to it and revisit it. So I don't really stress too much whether I'm red or green. When I'm green, I'll go, and it makes like a quick 12 grand. I'll go, okay, this is why. Do you see this move? This is why. This is why I took size in this trade. But I think what I really love is when a trader is struggling and simply reaches out to me. I'm having a hard time. And case in point, as we close out. I had a gentleman named Corey. I love Corey, and I actually follow him on my Twitter feed. And here's a gentleman back 6 months ago, 8 months, 7 months ago, was so struggling that literally almost gave up, and he couldn't figure out what he was doing wrong. And so I went over his trade. So I took the room, and I took 20 minutes of the room. I said, I need to talk to Corey, and all of you can hear me, but I don't want no interruptions. I want Corey and me. And I went to Corey, and I listened. I had him write what he was saying. And I said, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is what I want you to do going forward. Now Corey wakes. If you go to his Twitter feed, I think he averages 10 a day. Some days he has $20,000, $30,000 days, but I think he averages at least 10 a day. And he's in the room every single day. And I think what I like is just to spend the time not harping on why they lost, but going over why they lost. Because if you can evaluate and show them like, okay, because every loss is simplified into one thing. What is it? Timing. Our timing was off. We saw the move, or we thought it was going to do this, but the timing is off. So we need to work on the timing. When we get that timing in place and we get that move we're looking for, we put the two together, you can't lose. But if I can spend ample time going over a trader's day activity, what he did wrong, he could be chasing, he could be playing algos, trying to go back and forth. He could be over trading. He could be trading something that really shouldn't even be traded. But if I could take the time to go over that, it really, and then see them evolve a month later, a week later, and make their first $100 or $1,000, boy, it puts a smile on my face like there is no tomorrow. So I hope that answers your question.
All right, man. Well, we really appreciate you coming on again. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, for anyone that wants to know where to find you, you want to kind of give them a little heads up?
Yes. AJ Trader 7, as you know, and awesomecallstrading.com. And of course, we're running our Christmas thing. The room is $249 a month, $49 a day, and $149 a week. But we do credit that back when you upgrade to a month. But I just want to say to the both of you, it's an honor to come back on here. And Hugh, I love you. I appreciate taking the time and doing what you did. And I'm just glad to be here. As me as a trader, I always believe in myself and what I do, and I believe in my room, and I love what I do. So, and the passion's there, and that's probably why you're going to always see me be this AJ Trader 7. So, but yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to come in.
Thanks again, man. And hope you have a good rest of your week. Take care, and best of luck trading.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's your fave pop culture queen, Paris Hilton here with big news. I've created my very own 3D interactive world. Starting November 11th, come visit Paris Hilton's Sliving Land. It's a place full of magic, fun, and surprises, where you can hunt for hidden treasures and unlock some adorable digital outfits. I'll be there too, so be sure to say hi. Sign up now so you can join right in when Slivingland goes live on Friday, November 11th. Check out paris.world.co today. See you there.
The holidays are here, and when I gotta look my best, Express always has me covered. I'm talking coats that instantly make you look put together, comfy sweaters and shirts you can easily dress up or down for all your plans. They have versatile shirts, and let me tell you, this shirt is your suit's new best friend. The perfect pick for work, weddings, holiday parties, and being the best dressed wherever you go. And it's their bestseller, and it's their bestseller for a reason. And they have many more, like top coats and sweaters to get cozy for the fall. It's made with TEC, Totally Easy Care. In the office, festive holiday parties, chilling with the guys, yeah, there's a sweater for that. Now, what are you waiting for? Head to Express for style to celebrate online or in the store.